During the winter break between 2 semesters at JMSC, I worked as an intern reporter in Myanmar. For the first time, I observed a different world, different society, and different people from a view of journalist, not traveler. I always consider myself as an energetic person, full of passion and curiosity about everything new to me, everything different from which I encountered before. Maybe this is why I chose journalism as my career. Yes, you never know what you will cover and encounter at next moment. During the 6 weeks in Myanmar, I behaved like a kid who showed great interest in everything I saw, listened, and felt. In the first week, I documented the historic opening of Yangon Stock Exchange, together with hundreds of journalists, bankers, and guests. Also, the most unforgettable moment of shooting Aung San Suu Kyi's first public appearance after winning the elections. Even though she was just leading the villagers to clean up garbage, I still took much effort to arrive at the small village and struggled to capture her image among dozens of local photojournalists around her. I firstly felt being working as a professional journalist, not just an intern. However, the experience of chasing celebrities and public figures made me feel like being a paparazzi. Who was me chasing? Who was me following? Does that really mean something to me? I was too shallow as a newcomer here, I thought. Facing such a complicated society, for several days I totally lost my mind. But time is so limited. I could not waste it. In the following weeks, I forced myself to document everything I noticed. These stories are small parts of the country. I cannot figure out how the whole Myanmar looks like, but as I documented and wrote more and more stories, I felt a stronger and stronger self-existence in this country. I did not come here in vain. I needed to leave something here, something showing my existence, showing my efforts to touch and understand the country and the people. I post all my explorations and stories on social media. Other people might feel that I was really doing lots of things there, and they congratulated me. But when I reviewed these experiences in my last day in Yangon, sitting on the Yangon circular train, I could not help asking myself, was it valuable enough? Did I take enough efforts? Actually, I did not go deep in any of the stories. My exploration was too shallow. Yes, I am a student, an intern, a foreigner, unable to speak Burmese. I had very few connections and sources there. These were real problems, but I did not take much effort to solve it. I stopped at the level of exploring the country, still being as a curious tourist. I did not investigate the country. I did not ask locals to help. I did not read and do research. I just talked with several locals, reviewed some published stories online, and then I said to myself, this story is too hard for me to cover, or that's all the stories, I cannot do more. However, did I really try to get the answers to those questions popping out? When I look back on those experiences and found myself losing so many great opportunities to cover those so great stories, I really regret a lot. I buried such a bad feeling on myself deeply behind those fancy and interesting videos I took. I'm quite sure I will start my career in journalism, and Myanmar will not be the only place I go to cover my stories. Next time in the future, I wish I could do my best and get hungry, you know, as a professional journalist.